I'm James Howard. Normally when I talk about myself, I like to go back a bit and talk about where my life started. And that was, I really like to go back to the 1930s, where my parents was born. And I was, they grew up in Mississippi, and they came north, like a lot of families did back in that time. My mom and dad, they came to Milwaukee. And at that time, they had two sons. Both sons were born in Mississippi or down around the Greenville area. And so I was the first born up north, actually. Started school in Milwaukee in the 60s. I played a lot of sports at the high school. I played football, I played basketball, I played tennis. I think I should mention Dr. James Ball, because at that time I met Dr. James Ball. I was a kid riding my bike on the playgrounds in Milwaukee. And James Ball was, he was sort of the supervisor at that time. And if you all know James Ball, he spent a lot of time in Madison at the University of Wisconsin. When I got to Madison, he would always tell people how he would chase me off the playground because I would ride my bike on the playground. It wasn't allowed. Once I graduated from high school, I got to Madison because James Ball ran a program here on the uw-madison campus called the 5-year program. And so it provided a lot of opportunity for kids to come from inner cities to go to big universities, and I was one of those people. And so I came here to Madison in the 5-year program in the 70s. Came here in 1971. In 1972, I walked on to the basketball team. It was a great experience. I had my first airplane ride in 1972. I'd never ridden an airplane before. And so those were great years on UW-Madison campus. So I went on to study economics at the University of Wisconsin. I got a job working at the Forest Products Laboratory. And the Forest Products Laboratory, if you don't know, is the National Center for Wood Research, and it's part of USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture. And so I was fortunate to get a student job there. And so being a kid coming out of the city, the most we ever thought about trees were they were places when it was hot to sit down there and get cooled off, shade. Little did I know, and from studying economics, that wood had a tremendous value in the United States economy. In fact, it represents about 25% of the United States economy when you talk about wood production, housing, paper products, and things of that nature, furniture, even some clothing. And so I went on to start diversifying and taking many classes in the forestry school. I did go on to graduate with an economics degree and had just about a degree in forestry, but I decided that I had the job already and I didn't want to take that chemistry class. So I didn't finish my forestry degree. But after working a number of years and continuing to take classes at the University of Wisconsin, I decided that I needed another degree. So I had the opportunity to go south to Alabama A&M University to further my education in economics. And so I got a Master's of Science in agribusiness economics, which diversified my background even more. So you don't meet many people of color, I think, these days that can talk about managing farms. I went on to work for about 45 years at USDA, the Forest Service, before retiring. But prior to retiring, I did run for school board, and I was on the school board for about 9 years, 5 of which I was president. During that time, I was on the Economic Development Board for the town of Madison. I was also on the Economic Development Board for the city of Madison on the south side. And so I've had a lot of years just serving in this community. And I think that's what I'd like to continue to do. It's something that I have a passion about, and I'd like to continue to be a servant to this community. I think that if we can all contribute as much as possible, I think it'll make a better community. And so I look forward to having an opportunity here at the State Journal to voice my opinion, and hopefully my voice and my perspective on a lot of issues that I'll be able to add some valuable insight into those.